Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video and gameplay. Today I'm bringing you an updated version of my deck called Death Note. This is a deck that features Ezreal and Thresh. This is one of the first decks that I ever made and it is super fun to play. This is a control deck that utilizes a ton of damaging spells from Piltover and Zon and Shadow Isles, and then the targeted spells as well will help to level up Ezreal. So that's basically the main goal of this deck, is to have enough spells to kill enemies and control their side of the board to get to late game and then be able to finish off the enemy with multiple Ezreals on the board after Thresh is able to summon them. So a quick look at this deck. The spells that we're running are a full set of Mystic Shot, full set of Vile Feast. We've got one Gotcha, we got 2 Static Shocks, we got 2 of the Boxes, we got 3 Grasp of the Undyings, 5 Withering Wells, and 1 True Shot Barrage. Most of these are, besides Withering Well and the box, are targeted spells, so it's pretty easy to level up Ezreal. If you have Ezreal down and he strikes the Nexus, then you create a Fleeting Mystic Shot, which is another target spell. And I forgot we're also running 2 Vengeance, which also counts as a targeting spell. Takes out some peskier units that are hard to get rid of otherwise. Now, the units that we're running in this deck, we're running 2 Plaza Guardian. This is because we have so many spells. He's pretty easy to put down as a strong unit late game that has quick attack, does a lot of damage, and is able to take out bulkier units. We're running 2 Soul Gorger, a card that doesn't see a lot of use. There's an argument that other cards would work better in this deck other than the Soul Gorger. The Rekindler could be a possible one. I decided to stick with the Soul Gorger though and see how he works for a little bit before I change him out, mostly because he has life still. He's able to give me some sustain and he's a pretty big body, hard to get rid of. We are also running 3 Funsmith. This is a card that hardly sees any play. It works really well in this deck though, considering how much damage we're doing with all of our spells. Offers easy ways to take out 3 health units, especially champions like Heimerdinger. We have Karma is 3 health, Elise, Callista, Jinx. There's a ton of 3 health champions out there. And the Mystic Shot can take out those champions in one hit if we've got the Funsmith down. So it's a really powerful card in this deck. We also are running Boom Crew Rookie, as well as we get some Spiderlings from Vile Feast. So there aren't a ton of units in this deck. We're mostly using spells to control everybody, and then get to late game and be able to finish off the game. Like I said, that's about it for this deck. I've done it in the past. Not too much more to say about it. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Alright, so we're going against Karma and Lux. We had a little bit of a audio bug on this game for some reason. I don't really know what was going on. Anyway, yeah, just no audio for some reason on this particular game. So we get rid of everything except for Ezreal, and we get a little bit of a better early game hand here with the Boom Crew Rookie, Ezreal, and Vile Feast. Good to see those in hand. Alright, we're waiting for this guy to play his first move here. And he plays a Fleet Feather Tracker, so not much we can do about that. He's going to get an open attack here on our Nexus. That's okay. We've got Vile Feast for it if it becomes too much of a nuisance, and plenty of other spells in our deck that should be able to take care of it. So we're going to play our Boom Crew Rookie this round. He has Inspiring Minter, and we are just going to attack him and get some damage onto the Nexus he blocks. And we deal 2 damage to the Nexus, so not too bad there. And both of them are at 1 health, which puts them in Vile Feast range and in Static Shock range for both of them. Now we're going to Vile Feast his Fleet Feather Tracker here. Try to preserve our Boom Crew Rookie. It represents 2 damage each round that they can't block. And he has Twin Disciplines, which I guess is okay to get out on this Fleet Feather Tracker. I'm not too upset about that. We're still going to heal our Nexus, and we get a Spider out of it. I consider using Vile Feast on his Inspiring Mentor, but decide not to. I want to preserve the mana, and possibly use it on the Fleet Feather Tracker this round, because it represents a little bit more damage than the Inspiring Mentor does, especially since we don't want it to be able to kill our Ezreal. So he ends up having an elusive unit here trying to block our Ezreal. We end up having to use a preemptive Mystic Shot here to get rid of it. He's only got 1 mana left, so more than likely he's not going to be able to save it unless he's running something like Ranger's Resolve, but doesn't look like it. So we get the hit onto his Nexus just for the extra 1 damage. We can't use the Mystic Shot. That's okay. We still get the 1 damage onto his Nexus, and the round ends. So we still have some cards here that we can play. We've got the box, we've got Vile Feast that we can use. Consider using the box to get rid of the Shadow Assassin here. Decide to use Vile Feast on the Fleet Feather Tracker instead. I want him to place more units down potentially, so I can get better value out of the box. Doesn't look like he's going to though, so we're just going to let him hit, not block with our Ezreal. I was hoping he's going to play another unit here, but he didn't. So now we're just going to play the box to get rid of his Shadow Assassin so that we can attack with Ezreal next round. I am playing this a little fast. This may be kind of a mistake, but I didn't have any other way to get rid of the Shadow Assassin in my hand at that moment, and getting rid of it seemed like the right thing to do. We end up top decking a Mystic Shot. Can't do anything about that now. We get the open attack onto the Nexus, and he plays a Lux. He's not going to be able to do anything in this round with her. He doesn't have mana for even a single combat, so we're just going to take out the Inspired Mentor here. Easy enough. And we're going to end the round there and preserve our other Mystic Shot. Okay, we get a pretty good draw here with the Funsmith. And he uses a ton of mana to put down the Karma here. The only thing I really need to worry about is Purify or single combat. Doesn't look like he wants to attack with either of his units. We are representing 3 damage with this Mystic Shot because of the Funsmith, and I am really happy to get rid of this Karma. And opponent ends up surrendering. Now I don't know if that was necessarily correct for him to do. He's probably a little bit tilted because I just took out his Karma with 1 hit, but our hand was pretty small. There was definitely room for him to be able to beat us, but he was probably mad enough that we had killed it that he was going to just surrender. So this round now we've got Lee Sin, Shin, and Karma. I don't know necessarily what this kind of deck is trying to accomplish, or how many of each champion they're even going to be running. So don't really know what to expect here. I end up keeping my whole opening hand here, including the Plaza Guardian, because I have quite a few spells in hand, and I'll be able to play the Plaza Guardian pretty early on. End up taking 1 damage from his Caretaker here. We play our Boom Crew Rookie again. Okay, he's got a pretty good 2-drop, Bright Steel Protector. Not much I can do here. I would have just ended up killing my Boom Crew Rookie for 2 damage, which may have been worth it because I do have some damaging spells in hand. I need to decide if I want to block with my Boom Crew Rookie. I definitely want to get rid of this Caretaker here, so decide that I don't really want to take the 3 damage. Also is going to put the Bright Steel Protector in Vile Feast range, so it seems like a good trade to just take out the Bright Steel Protector here. They end up having a barrier for the Caretaker. I fortunately didn't use my Vile Feast preemptively here and end up able to take out this Caretaker without it doing a ton of damage to my Nexus, and now I've got a Spiderling that can kill this Bristol Protector. I don't have a play for unit, so I'm just going to open attack here, and he ends up blocking. I think that may be kind of a mistake. I don't really know what his hand is, but it doesn't seem like a super good move to make. He ends up playing his Green Fang Warden here, and now we're probably going to play Thresh after he attacks here. Get Thresh down and start killing some units here. It's pretty easy to kill units with the spells that we have. It's generally not too hard to level up Thresh. Now he ends up having a Laurent here, buffing his Green Fang Warden. I'm going to use my ephemeral spell here, get my Ghost Riders out just to dissuade him from attacking. It would have been better to use it on an attacking round possibly, but I didn't want him to attack with them, with his units, and it ends up helping to level up Thresh as well, so overall it's not a terrible use of the spell. He's got Concerted Strike here to take out my Thresh. I'm going to use Vengeance. This is a really good use of the spell because, one, he only does 2 damage to Thresh, and I end up taking out both of his units. And he ends up using 5 mana. Even if he had a spell to protect his Green Fang Warden with a barrier, it wouldn't have saved him from the Vengeance.
Force is meaningless without skill.
Just quickly checking how many more deaths I need to have to level up Thresh here. I also want to get the Ezreal down before Thresh levels up so that I can pull another Ezreal and get 2 down.
My lands need me.
We're not going to block here. I'm going to take the 3 damage, then we're going to place Ezreal. I didn't want to put Ezreal before he attacked because it was possible he had a spell in hand and would have been able to challenge Ezreal and kill him. That's why we didn't do anything. Alright, we're going to do an attack here with Ezreal and produce a Mystic Shot. And we can either use this to take out Cytherea or do some damage to Lee Sin. So we're probably going to damage Lee Sin because we have enough damage in hand with Grasp of the Undying and Withering Well to be able to take out Lee Sin. We're also going to use Flash of Brilliance. This is reducing the cost of the Plaza Guardian here, who are most likely going to play as well. End up opting to go for the Grasp of the Undying onto Lee Sin. The reason I did that was because he didn't act like he had spells in hand that were going to be able to protect Lee Sin, so I wanted to get that damage off. Not much I can do about this here. He's going to grab my Ezreal. I'm going to use the Withering Well so at least Ezreal can kill the Lee Sin here. He ends up having a Deny to get that out of him. I'm okay with that. Deny now is better than having it later, especially if he's threatening lethal on me. I only need 1 more kill to level up Thresh here as well, so I should be able to get the Ezreal back again for some late game cleanup here. I'm running kind of low on cards too, however. We draw another spell, which means I can't really develop here. We have the Hextech Transmogrifier, or whatever the heck it's called, and we can use that after we place the attack to change our Boom Crew Rookie into another Plaza Guardian if we want. So we're going to target the Lee Sin here. He ends up having Stand United, which he would have had anyway. I'm okay with him switching to Cytherea now, especially since he's blocked with the Lee Sin, which was kind of silly of him. Unless he had a way to stop this, but Anyway, we're going to be able to kill the Lee Sin and level up our Thresh, and so he's not going to deal enough damage with Cytherea to kill the Thresh.
Better run.
Get some damage through on him. His entire board is clear now, and we have the box and 2 of the boxes in case he summons any powerful units here. And draw a Vile Feast. We're going to transform our Boom Crew Rookie into a Plaza Guardian. He ends up recalling using Will of Ione. He probably just barely top decked that because he should have used it last turn if he had it. So that was kind of a hit from him onto us. Don't want to use that much mana usually. It's important in this case to use the box first and then Mystic Shot in case he has something like a barrier so that we can deal more damage to him first. So we use the box, he ends up having the barrier and dealing 4 damage to our Nexus, also had some life still. Now our Plaza Guardian costs 0 mana and our board state is a lot better than his, and we're going to be able to summon Ezreal this round. We're just going to drag the, he would have probably blocked into the Thresh anyway, but we're going to drag him into the Thresh so that we can guarantee damage with our Plaza Guardian here, and we're going to draw Ezreal as well. Super nice, and we've done enough targeted abilities that he's now leveled up. Okay, he ends up having another Spirit's Refuge. Not too bad because now we can take him out with the Mystic Shot. Could have targeted the Nexus, but there's not really any point to doing that. Just play the long game. We have the advantage here. He's got 1 card left and we have 4 units on the board. As well as some spells like the box that can take out potential units that he places. He's in a pretty bad spot, it looks like. Doesn't really have a chance to play anything here. Now we're representing lethal damage, we're just going to open attack. Doesn't look like he can stop us, so we're just going to finish the game. And that was a pretty clean game. Obviously we made some questionable choices, especially with the Hextech Transmogrifier. Probably shouldn't have done that. I wasn't really expecting him to have Will of Ionia though, but overall pretty good gameplay and we won.